And one of my favourite things was finding out the musical loves of the pundits who I worked with. So, like, finding out that Kevin Ratcliffe has a jukebox in his house is one of the best things I've ever found out about a person. And I don't think we ever spoke about football after that. We just talked about music.
Oh, nice.
We talked about, like, James for half an hour and then get on with our jobs. And I love that sort of being able to find something different to talk to people about rather than what you're going to talk about in work. So this clip of Ally McCoist at Bayern Munich at the Champions League game from last week is one of my favourite things that I've seen, because it turns out he really loves AC/DC.
Can it be AC/DC? If there's a guitar comes in here in a minute, it's unbelievable. It is.
It's a good set list here.
It's Hell's Bells. AC/DC. Oh,
Into a bit of that.
Can it be a bit of AC/DC, man? I saw them, Glasgow Apollo 1980. That's for the opening tune.
I mean, Ali's... I saw someone criticising McCoist for all he brings to the table is enthusiasm, and I just thought, what do you imagine?
Awful. Imagine
what a horrible human.
Get Mark Lawrenson back on.
All he brings is a bit of joy to the table.
I love it.
No one wants that.
I'm so pleased he's back on mainstream now.
Yeah, absolutely. But well done to the guys at TNT.
But he would do some of the more regional stuff, and you think, Christ, he's wasted on this. He's brilliant, Ally McCoist.
Well, the guys at Amazon, when they sort of Prime Video, when they got their sort of contract, they brought him back, if you like.
Yeah, good for them.
And started using him,
I
TNT
love
have
it.
seen it. He's great, and this is wicked.
I love that thing that Quinn said the other week about McCoist playing on the wing and getting a bloody nose off the first kickoff and then just getting stuck in. I thought, go on, of course he did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, there's a great site. I can't remember what it's called now. But you can go to when I talk about the Neil Young gig I went to in Finsbury Park or in Redden Festival, you go on there and it'll tell you the set list.
It's setlist.fm.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So I went on there after this because I thought
it's really interesting, actually.
And he's right. So November 1980, Glasgow.
Yeah.
AC/DC. First track, Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bells.
First track.
I love that. Brilliant. That's so funny.
Look at that.
They played that.
But he remembered it completely. They came onto that. They came onto that 1980 Glasgow. Yeah. And they did. That's exactly what they did.
I also like the fact that his mind isn't just completely absorbed by the Champions League, because no fan's mind is completely absorbed by the Champions. Do you know what I mean? You're going to that game and you're having a few beers. You're not entirely going to talk about Harry Kane. It's just not fully in your head, because you're going to talk about other stuff.
And music.
That's basically our DNA for a podcast, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
But music has it can have a really profound effect on memory. And he would have been, he just turned 19 when he
lit up, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he lit up.
He goes, if the guitar comes in now.
Can it be AC/DC?
Can it be AC/DC?
Comes in, he's like,
can it be?
And then he comes in. His air guitar is on point. Dead on.
Love a bit of air drumming.
A bit of air crossed over as well.
So
he would have been at St Johnston at the time.
Okay, cool.
So his first professional club, so he's 19.
How old would he be?
He'd have been 19 when he saw AC/DC.
So
at the Apollo in Glasgow. He's 61.
61.
September 62.
All right, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So I must admit, the driver I had on Fancy League loved TalkSport, and even though I'm a 5 Live man, him in Brazil, it is so entertaining.
Oh yeah,
it's such entertaining radio, and obviously it's 90% football. So if you like, although they were discussing rugby and they were discussing cricket. The bit like Leighton, I suppose. They clearly love all sport. But if you're interested in the Premier League, it's a really entertaining listen.
Yeah, he's good at that stuff. Again, he knows the role. He understands the role.
Their early starts, and I was fucked and knackered in the car, but he does have such amazing enthusiasm.
just brings enthusiasm.
Live gigs as well, though, mate. You know what I mean? Any live gig, but music especially, and you'll get a couple of stinkers, right?
Yes.
The Who was a stinker. Steely Dan was a stinker. The two I didn't expect to be stinkers were stinkers, right?
Okay.
But I've been to dozens and dozens of live gigs,
Yeah.
and I nearly always have had a great night.
Yeah.
And something will happen. You're with your mates, or the one particular track, or one particular memory, or you'll have a laugh at one thing, and that'll stick in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Festival, same thing. Just if you get a chance to go and see live music, I love.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the one event where you can. So I don't mind having a few drinks at the sport, especially cricket. I suppose cricket's the other one, where you can kind of you can disappear off at any point during it
for 3
get
hours.
Get a couple
sometimes.
of pints and then come back. Yeah, 4 or 5 hours if you want. But and depending on the band,
me and Pauli missed a whole session. We went from lunch to tea.
But I think that's acceptable within that environment.
Yeah,
and I think within a gig, disappear because usually at the bar you can still hear whatever's going on. So if it's your favourite song, you can sack off the queue and go back.
Yeah.
That's fine. But comics, you can't really do it.
no.
Rugby, you can't really.
Which is why
do it.
I'm doing a corporate tomorrow.
Okay.
And I said I wouldn't do them again, but it's with Quennell. It's at the Belfry, so hopefully we'll have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
He said, "What do you want to do? Do you want?" I said, "Mate, I don't do material. Let's just do it. Me and you have a
Just
chat
do
on
Q&A.
stage for half an hour, Q&A, right?"
Yeah.
Because for that reason, I don't know why anyone books comics for corporates.
No.
For the reason just stated. If you go for a drink or a pint or have a chat with your mate and you miss a setup or a punchline,
Exactly.
it's utterly pointless you being there.
Exactly. And you do these really clever callbacks, and
but a
it doesn't
gig
land because I've been drinking a
Josh
two-pinter.
Whitaker made me laugh. We went to see the Manics do the Holy Bible at the Roundhouse in Camden. As we walked in, Josh said, "I have earmarked Archives of Pain for a piss."
Yes. As soon as it starts, I'm going for the win. I like that a lot.